Hello, my name is Gabriel. This is my voice 7 months on testosterone. I'm back at the desk. Finally. I haven't I haven't filmed at my desk in a minute. Anyways, it's the summer. It's hot. I'm not sorry this is late. I've been busy. Been working a lot. Also, look at that. A little bit of muscle. A little bit. I just a little bit. Anyways, hi. If you're new, this is my HRT journey, journal, video diary thing of just like talking about my medical transition now that I'm started it. I've been out as trans since 2016, but I've been out as gender fluid for a while. At least like 2012, 2013. I identified as gender fluid for a very long time. I don't need to give the fucking story. I don't need to give my backstory right now. Important thing. For 7 months. Over a year now. Also, sorry. My hair is being kind of funky in the back. So I need a shower. I'll get to it, okay? We'll shower soon. Anyways, what changes can I talk about? Clearly my voice has dropped just a little bit more. I've gotten hairier somehow. For those of you who have been around who watch, this is like not your first time seeing one of my videos. Sorry, just had a cough. Anyways, you guys been here? No, fucking hairy. I'm not pulling my fucking pants up right now, but I'm a hairy individual. So, but somehow I've gotten more hair. And like obviously I was gonna get a hairier on testosterone, but like I got hit with a lot of hair growth at like month like 4, and then it just kind of mellowed out a bit, and then like the last like week, it's been more. I've just like noticed more hair. I got a happy trail. Boy juice doing its thing. Boy juice is doing its thing, and I am happy about it. Do not get me wrong. I'm so happy. Also, I'm hopeful that my mic doesn't cut out at any point. If it does, sorry. I don't know why. I need to get a new microphone. But we do what we can with what we have when we're broke. Also, I changed my... I changed my nostril because... Funny story, right? Okay. So, I had a little stud in. It was a threadless jewelry. The back, the actual like stud part was here. Like it was threadless jewelry, so like the little post went in. I was stimming the other night, having a good old grand time stimming. You know, stimming as you do. But I got a little too into it, and then my hand got too close to my face, and like the side of like the corner of this ring, my middle finger ring, holy hell, caught I guess on the like post, and I felt my nose felt funny, and then I heard the little clatter sound that something makes when it hits the ground, and I went. So then I opened my phone camera, right, and I just is gone. Like, well, the actual like the bit, like the actual like stud part, I guess, the long bit, the bit that the threadless jewelry goes into, that was still in my nose, but I didn't have the little piece that's the outside. So I ran to the bathroom. I grabbed one of my old septum rings and just put it in. I ordered some actual like jewelry, so we'll be fine. But it was just really funny, and that's why I have. Hold on. That is just a fucking septum ring, but it works. It's fine. It works for right now. Once I get actual jewelry in, I'll be fine. Anyways, what else could I talk about? Oh, cause okay, I've gained a couple of new subscribers. So I'm like being like, oh, you're new. I've gained a couple of new subscribers. Anyways, my tea updates are not. Also, I'm once again sorry if I'm looking this way. I've got my webcam going on and I've got the camera app open on my computer so I can see that I'm in frame. But if you're new, my tea updates are partially just talking about my testosterone and my like transition and like what that's looking like. But it's also a place for me to just ramble about things. Because that's what I use it for. Hold on. Where is it? There it is. So for those of you who don't know me, one of my favorite book series is called The Raven Cycle. My first tattoo. Hold on. My first tattoo is this, which is the ley lines from the Raven Cycle. Ley lines from the Raven Cycle. The author is Maggie Stiefvater. I love her. She's great. But so it's been my favorite book series for years. I plan on getting Ronan's tattoo. Like I've been in my head and on Procreate, like designing this fucking tattoo. Anyways, I bring all this up because we got the fucking graphic novel for the first book. And I love it. It's beautiful. Also, hold on, where is it? Where is he? We got his tattoo, Rodin's tattoo. And so now I'm like, well, what if I take that and rework it to add more to it? Because in my head, it's a full body back piece, right? So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna add more to it. So I've been working on my fucking like design for Ronan's tattoo for years, like since like 2019. I mean, it is 2025. Anyways, besides the point. If you want a really cool story about found family, young adult, like coming of age, like 16, 17-year-olds. There's magic, there's ghosts, there's like forest stuff. Hold on, one of my favorite pages. This won't be any spoiler at all because it won't make any sense. But like, look at this fucking page. Is this not gorgeous? This is the power of the forest. Cave swatter. I'm not telling you what that means. I'm not telling you what that means. So good though. I really love this story. It's technically 4 books. So the Raven Cycle is a set of 4 books, and then there's a trilogy of like after. So like there's a set of 3 books that comes out. The Dreamer trilogy. It takes place after the events of the Raven Cycle. So there's 7 books altogether. Technically there's 8 because there's a little mini book that takes place between books 3 and 4 called Opal. I think it takes place between 3 and 4. I think. Listen, I've read all these books so many times, they just kind of blur together at a certain point. Anyways, please, if you get a chance to... Help. I dropped it, it's fine. But, this was only... This is the paperback, there's a hardcover. It's only $17.99 for the fucking, like, paperback. It's a fucking chunky book, by the way. Like, this is not a small book. It's... Hold on. Is there pages? Yes. This is, like, 247 pages. So, like, it's a pretty decent price for a graphic novel, first off. Graphic novels get expensive. So, I recommend the series. There is also there's obviously the actual books. There's an audiobook for it, and now we're slowly... This is the first one. And we're supposed to be getting the second one eventually, so this is one of my like special interests. Like I have autism, in the series. This is it. But the plot is simply teenagers like 16 to 17, 16 to 18, 16 to 17. They work together to find a dead Welsh king, and there's magic, and there's like also if you're like I know like this is a trope that people really like, which is like not being able to kiss someone because like death. Literally the opening line in the book is Blue Sergeant's been told her entire life that if she kisses her true love, they will die. That's the opening of the book, by the way. So, and there's this fan art, by the way, of Blue Sergeant, the girl herself, with the love of her life. I'm not going to spoil that, but like, there's art of them like kissing with like cling wrap, good shit. Uh, yeah, because literally the first line on the first page of the graphic novel, Blue Sergeant had forgotten how many times she'd been told that she would kill her true love. The psychics of 300 Foxway traded in predictions, and though they were rarely specific, they were always accurate. This was both. Her fortune was clear. If Blue was to kiss her true love, he would die. That's literally the first page. So, if anything I've said about this, there's also like dream stuff where like dreams have power. If anything about this interests you, I offer you. Here you go. I spent like so many minutes. It's fine. Yeah, I'm in a yappy kind of mood. So, but back onto the transition stuff, because that's what you're all here for. I haven't noticed it. I've noticed like obviously the hair. Also, I'm far enough in the video I can talk about it. I've also noticed like I've kind of started mellowing out on being horny all the time. Not even horny. Hold on. Not even horny. I'm not getting the need to fuck. I'm getting the need to like jerk off. TMI, I guess, but I stated very early on in my transition videos, like my HRT journal stuff, that I'm gonna talk about all aspects of my transition, including talking about that part of my transition, about like how that's feeling, because that's not something that's talked about a lot, and I want to talk about it, kind of help try to normalize it, because I've noticed, not to talk about discourse, sorry, don't want to talk about discourse, but I need to talk about this. I've noticed like an influx of like it's mostly young, like still very early on, and like I guess being like understanding that they're trans, or just like very young, like early adulthood, late teenager, like trans mask, who want to go into testosterone, but they're like, if I get bottom growth, I will die. I will take a forever nap. Which I get. I get. There's a lot of dysphoria for trans masks involving downstairs, which is like totally fine. That's like, especially with just like how sexualized the AFAB body is. The female body, it's the AFAB body. But it's like, because the downstairs area and just the feet, like the AFAB body in general, is just so over sexualized and hyper sexualized that like, I guess I get it, but it's like, what do you think happens when you go on T? I also see a lot of trans masks, especially young trans masks, who are like, I want to go on T, but I don't want to gain weight. I don't want to don't want this symptom, this thing that happens on T, or this thing. It's like, that's kind of part of it. Is the weight gain great? Not always. I've seen many trans masks, or just people in general, who go on testosterone to do some form of medical transition, who do gain a lot of weight. It happens, but also some don't. It just depends on your body and your genetics. But also, if you are that worried about gaining weight when you are underweight, I think before you consider testosterone, going on it, like doing medical transition, you should talk to a therapist. And that's not me being like, don't transition, you can't do that. But I think for you to have a healthy and happy transition, and to be able to genuinely enjoy the beauty of transition, and being able to see yourself, how for most of us that want to medically transition, how we envision or have envisioned ourselves for ages, and for some of us it's still a newer thing, but we're that's what I want. I think talking to a therapist about that stuff, the stuff that's holding you back before starting, can be really good, because it means you can work through those things so you can enjoy your transition and be able to enjoy the visibly transitioning to appear more how you envision yourself. Or if you are like on the fence of like, is that something that I want? Talking to a therapist can help with that. But also, therapy is like a fucking, hold on, finding my word. Therapy is a fucking privilege. Let's be so fucking for real right now. Therapy is a privilege. I had to leave therapy because I couldn't continue paying my fucking bill, which I'm paying off now. Um, but even just like talking to your friends about things, being like, what do you guys think about this? It's a great way to do it. It's a great, like, it's a talking to friends can be a really wonderful way to work, like, figure out things and figure out if like transition really is what will work for you. Because sometimes, hold on, sorry, yawning. I'm going on my fucking tirade. I'm sorry. But like, I don't know. I want to talk about like the I guess the like not spoken about parts of medically transitioning, especially involving being like the T horny that exists. It's a like whole thing. Like it's a thing you experience like what teenage boys experience because you're going through male puberty. When you go on testosterone, it's the same thing as when you're on estrogen. You're going through a female puberty. But the hold on. Ignore me. No one. Don't even fucking. Don't look at my fucking can. Hello, Homestucks. I am a Homestuck, and I fucking. I hold on. I gotta finish my train of thought, and then I will. Okay, before I go off on a fucking tirade again. Um, so I want to talk about like the T horny, but because I'm going through a male puberty, that means I'm experiencing like the teenage boy horniness that happens. It's not always a thing that happens for everyone that goes on testosterone, but it does happen a lot. Like it's a very common symptom of going on testosterone. For some, it looks like they want to fuck. For some, it's just masturbation. Some of it isn't like anything at all. Some people genuinely don't experience it. Like I didn't start experiencing it until it's probably like 5 months in. Like about 5 months is when I actually started experiencing it. Because for some, when it comes to like that increased like libido or like horniness as it is, um, they don't like it. Sometimes it's like very immediate, like within like the first like month experience it. But sometimes it can take months. Sometimes it can take a year or two before like symptoms of that like that symptom of going on testosterone starts up. But for me, it took about five-ish months for it to start up. But it like got really bad at 5 months, like out of nowhere. I was just like, and now at like 7 months, it's not as bad. It's still prevalent. Like I still notice it, but like it's not as bad as it was when it first hit. Um, might also be because I'm on the asexual spectrum, so my libido already is really low to begin with, give or take. So that might also be a factor into it. Trying to think of what else I could talk about. Oh, talking. So I finished that train of thought. I'm getting back to it. So as I mentioned, Homestuck. I'm filming this, by the way. Today it is 1:35 a.m. on September 11th. For those of you in the know, sorry, I fucking voice crack. For those of you in the know, Fizzy Pop Studio, Animation Studio, announced that there's going to be a Homestuck animated series in 2025. In 2025, we're getting a Homestuck animated series. What year is it? Where am I? Where's my Homestuck Facebook groups for every state or US state? Where's the cringe at? Listen, cringe, I'm saying. Using cringe in a very light term. I'm not using it in the way of like, oh, I think this is cringy. Just like looking back and being like, that being spin the Fago. Everything that happened at cons involving Homestuck. I was there. There's photos of me from like 2012 cosplaying Homestuck at cons. There's a photo of me from 2013. These are words, and if you're an old Homestuck, you'll understand. If you were deep in it, you will definitely understand. There's a photo of me that exists from 2013 of me cosplaying. These are words, you ready? 4 chords. Four chords. Sober, Gamsey. Technically it's 4 chords / humans suck. But so 4 chords / humans suck, sober, Gamsey. There's a photo of me out there. I'm not telling you where it's at. You can find it. Probably. I would like you not to. But it's there. I'm not telling you which photo of me it is, because that's way funner for you to like go Google it and be like, which one? Anyways, if you do find it, ooh, sorry, there's like a I'm not gonna grab my fucking camera. I'm not gonna fix it. But this thing has like a piece that I have to like turn it to tighten it, and it's like a little bar, and so I slid it, and it made that awful fucking noise. I don't know if it caught on camera. I don't know. Anyways, what else can I talk about? So I've been shaving. I've shaved twice now. No, shaved 3 times. 3 times? I don't know. I shaved 2 or 3 times now. Anyways, I've shaved twice or thrice, and I'm starting to actually notice proper hair growth now, which is really cool. 7 months. 7 months, baby! So excited. Anyways, I think that's all I really can talk about update-wise with transition. Really hopeful that my webcam is... Okay, my fucking mic. My fucking microphone's okay. It didn't fucking cut out at all. If it did, well, sorry. Anyways, that is, I think, everything I've got to say today. I don't know. I guess I will see you guys in my next video. I don't know what the next video is going to be. Whether it's my another fucking tea update, or if it's going to finally be me showing my fucking patch pants. Those new, I do patch stuff. Hold on. Also, ignore my fucking background. Ignore. You don't see it. I need to clean. I've just been working so much lately that I just haven't had the time. Full stop. I just have not had the time. Where is it? In here. There it is. I make patches. They're really fun. Arcane. This one's for my partner, and this one's for one of my really close friends. I have a matching one on my pants. Sometimes you just need a good fucking arcane patch. What else? Is there anything else I can talk about? No, I don't know. But eventually I will make a video. Sorry. I will make a video though, don't you worry. There will be a video. Let me show my patch stuff. Trust. I'll get there. We'll get there. I just keep forgetting. Because I just forget. I'm sorry, 90% of this video has been me looking this way. Because I am so worried that I'm not in frame. Even though I am not really moving. My anxiety is just like... Also, I don't know. I feel like weird looking at the camera. Like looking directly into the camera. Maybe that's like a part of my autism stuff. I don't know. I just don't like looking. I don't like. Yeah, I feel like this is very just like very intense, so I don't do it. Anyways, I think that's it. I don't know. What was that? Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you whatever the next video is.